Welcome, Scorpio. This is Regina from Pacific Tarot getting ready to do your winter solstice energy reading. This is based on 7 chakras from the 1st through the 7th. I'll go through, and towards the end, I will clarify those with another tarot deck, the heart and the throat chakras. This is meant to be that pause that the winter solstice energy in the northern hemisphere is demanding that we do. This is the slowdown. This is the shortest day of the year, demanding that the night is longer. So the need for retreat, hibernation, rest, rejuvenation in preparation for welcoming in the changes that we've aligned for ourselves, the goals that address our desires and our needs. So this is meant to be more of an internal understanding of the inner energies that we are externalizing into the world for our contemplation, for our rest, and for healing. In the first house, the first chakra is the root chakra, and that is where we are connected with the land, with the earth, through our ancestors, through our ancestry, through generations of family lineage. As an example, it also controls our energy, our ability to survive and thrive. The chariot here indicates phenomenal focus. This feels like there's a real shift and expansion in terms of principles, values, the way that you are viewing your stability, the way you're understanding your security in the world, and even possibly focusing on some kind of a legacy that you're leaving for others. You have perfected, I feel, for many of you, the cultivation of sacred space. You have eliminated distractions to the extent possible, and you are thoroughly focused on exercising your talent or gift, understanding that that is the sole purpose that you are here. That purpose, that gift, that mission can be multiple, and for most of us it is. But that is your desire here, your focus to tend to what is essential to your experience on the planet. In the second chakra, this is the sacral chakra, where we experience the world in the present moment as pleasurable through all of our senses. The 7 of Wands here indicates some kind of a need that you may feel to not only evaluate where and how you receive pleasure in the moment through nature, through your talents, through the environments you cultivate, but it also shows a need to defend those. And this can be on the most simple social terms, in terms of the political climate we live in at this time, where literally our rights and protections are being stripped away. The lack of freedom, the way in which we must defend our freedoms in a very real and concrete sense. I see you here as a warrior, and both these 7s indicate that you know you're on your path. You know that you are in a position that is righteous, that is aligned with the highest benefit to humankind, and thus yourself. So you're coming from a place of knowing that this is the right path, not just for you, but for your community, your people. In the third chakra, this is the chakra of the solar plexus, where we're confident, we assert ourselves around the things that we desire. We pursue our dreams because we're worthy of them. The 4 of Wands is again another clear indication that you recognize the ability to establish a social foundation that identifies your growth as a positive value and celebrates the growth of others. This is an organization, a group, a collaboration, a project where you are supporting that growth of others. Perhaps you are teaching something, you are learning something, but it is part of a dynamic that you understand is necessary and worthy to celebrate. Again, this feels as though for many of you, the institution and professional endeavors of your life have revolved around the educational process. Again, this is an institution that is under attack in many ways, in the US, certainly. And that you have found many ways that your life exemplifies educational values, the exposure and greater access of information to an inclusive and diverse group of individuals. So this feels like something that greatly motivates your production, your ability to stand out, to share information, to speak up. In the heart chakra, this is at the center of your body. The heart is where we exchange with others deliberately, where we claim our desires deliberately, where we come to an authentic sense of who we are. And here you are again showing me this value of education, of holding the keys that allows you to unlock doors, providing access to others, to follow in your footsteps, to pursue a similar career or professional line, licensure. You are a gatekeeper in a positive way. And your awareness of this helps you align with those institutions that you believe provide social value. And so I see you making some serious move towards not only teaching, but learning, recognizing that everything you learn is cycled back into your capacity to teach in a more and more informed and equitable way, because this is about equity. This is about meeting people where they're at. And you are now valuing your extensive experience in some arena where you recognize you have the ability to open doors for others. In the throat chakra, this is where you speak your truth. This is where you tell your story. You narrate your experience in a way that can be shared with others, that can collaborate with others to find truth and justice. This is a place of enormous opportunity for you. So this, again, not only with teaching comes scribe, communicating, writing, presentation, the word in some form or fashion is part of what informs your story, a way, perhaps the medium through which you tell your story. Opportunities are opening up many-fold, and it feels like these are coming through your many educational or growth opportunities that you've pursued, that you've shared with others. There are opportunities here you never saw before. You are reaching a much larger audience in some way and have gained the attention of those that are looking to promote you to a larger audience. So this feels as though you're not doing anything differently than you've done, but you've accumulated lots of positive karma. And this card for me is about that positive karma, the many years, for some of you, decades of doing this work of helping others to access information, to obtain knowledge, to learn something, to grow. Helping with that is a powerful skill, and it is a powerful offering of service. And there are so many opportunities in what may be a beleaguered environment where more information is needed by people that don't usually have access to that information. The sixth chakra is the third eye chakra, and here you are seeing the truth. This is challenging the idea that abundance is, or that poverty, there isn't enough. So I don't want to say lack mentality, because there's so many buzzwords that start losing their value. But I do think many of you have come from perhaps a tough environment, an environment that was very stringent, perhaps rather rigid. There were only one or two options available, or you came from a background where perhaps your parents or caregivers had not had a lot of exposure or access to what became, it appears to be, your work, your professional endeavor. You are challenging and changing the notion that there isn't enough in a broader philosophical sense, in a larger frame. You are overturning the idea that there isn't enough. In fact, you know that there is an abundance of resources, supply, nutrition for everyone on the planet. This is something you know in your soul. No one has to tell you. You don't need charts, and there are many that would differ with you. However, in terms of those things you value as abundance, this is abundance in the way that you've come to appreciate it and its value in the world. There's more than enough. Even if you have received limited and stinting support, that has not impacted your ability and willingness to give generously. And this generosity helps you support others to define themselves, to define what they can have, what they want, what is possible for them. And this is really powerful and beautiful energy here. The seventh chakra is the crown chakra, and this is where we allow intervention, assistance, support, open ourselves to all of the possibilities that exist in the world consciously. And this is about the legacy you are building or the legacy you are a part of. This may this may not be familial in the way that I often read or feel this card. This is about becoming part of a larger movement, a philanthropic movement that understands that because there is enough for everyone, we must get busy in distributing that information, that service, to those that need it. Not to those that can afford it, but to those that need it. And that there is no threat of competition. There is no zero-sum game. Some have all and most have little. That is not your vision of the world. That's not your vision of the way you fit into the world. That has not been your experience. You have gained the access you've needed, and you want to help others with that process as well. Sharing that information. This is the legacy. These are the values that you hold dear for the ability to generate abundance. Not hoard it, not keep it, not save it, but to help generate it. This is the world that you are a part of and that you want to support and promote. I'm going to clarify the heart and the throat chakra here with a couple of cards. That's a pack there. So for the Hierophant, we have the Queen of Wands in the past and the Five of Cups in the future. And for the Wheel of Fortune, we have the Eight of Cups. Clearly I have the deck upside down, and the Queen of Swords. A lot of internal rumination, a lot of shifting of your emotional alliances and allegiances at this time. There's such deep going transformation occurring within you. Your confidence is what's giving you the ability to separate and clarify for yourself who is deserving of your energy, your efforts, your service, and who is not. In other words, you have learned that you may have selected disappointing relationships or uh, opportunities that have failed without understanding the pattern that forms in your life. Having recognized those patterns of uncomfortable behaviors, the choosing of things that don't work out as a way of staying safe is something you see, and something that also alerts you to who is and who isn't prepared to receive the information or support that you have to offer. This is a necessary boundary to your unlimited generosity. It feels good to you to give. You have an abundance of ideas, creative options, ways to be creative in the world, ways to help others reframe their experience so that they can build this healthy relationship with themselves. And that's what you now come to gauge where your appropriate energy goes. And this may seem cold or harsh to some, but it actually is very empowered for many of you who have been givers, who have been providers. I have no doubt that you've run into situations where you offered opportunity or information to people who were not able to choose that path of change, that were not able to invest in themselves, that didn't have a vision of worthiness, of deservedness. And you're now really selective about the way you give your energy, because it is in some ways a distraction from the story, your story that you are expressing, that you're sharing with others. I do feel that you have learned and gained from your relationships, or rather from the lessons you've learned from the relationships, the most intense relationships, that you now are seeking the challenge that that is brings the significance to your experience. So what is meaningful to you? You now recognize you need a challenge. You are moving towards conquering that pursuit, that dream, questing for that experience that is your capstone, so to speak, that you have taken a while to stay safe, provide for what you know, support those you know. Many who have questionable reciprocity with your efforts, but you are putting your feelings aside and identifying through your curiosity, through your desire to quest for the truth, to find greater justice. You are moving towards that significant challenge and accomplishment for you. That can be publishing the book, that can be uh, finishing a course that you've created, that can be training others in your profession to carry on what it is that you have promoted throughout your career. This can be looking at another way of expressing yourself, of telling your story, perhaps using an entirely different medium than the medium you have practiced along the way. But above all, you are open to new ideas. You are curious about the experience of others and how that relates to your understanding of the truth, your understanding of justice. Thank you so much, Scorpio, for this beautiful reading. Thank you for your likes and subscribes. I appreciate all the support you've given me as we close out 1 year and welcome the refreshed, new, exhilarating energy of a new year. So until next time, Scorpio, namaste.